Karlyn Borysenko is an organizational psychologist. She works with individuals and organizations all over the world through her practice, which is called Zen Workplace, to help them create amazing work experiences by combining organizational and positive psychology with mindfulness techniques. This is actually something that I would actually probably do in my own business, but I would hate myself for it just because of the description of it. It just seems so, I don't know, earthy. You know what I'm saying, Karlyn?
I do, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you are here, and you're going to explain this whiteness training that is happening only for white people in Seattle. If you work for the Seattle city government and you're white, you have to take this training.
Yes,
and it
exactly.
looks insane.
It is insane. So what happened is about a month ago, I got an email from an employee from the city of Seattle, and they're going to be leaving their job because they think all this is crazy. And essentially, it was an email from the city asking all of their white employees to spend a vacation day that had already been previously scheduled in this whiteness training that was specifically for white employees. And they have a whole separate training track for people of color.
So if I'm a Seattle city employee and I show up, what is this training? What do they do?
Well, essentially, they go through first you have to, of course, confess your internalized racial superiority as a white person, because that is just not in dispute at all. And if you come to the training and say, well, hang on, I don't actually think I have internalized racial superiority, then you're expressing cognitive dissonance, which is further proof of your internalized racial superiority. So you have to go through the process of confessing your sins first, and then you have to practice self-talk and affirmations that affirm your complicity in racism.
Okay, so we're hunting for witches now in Seattle.
Well, no, it's not even hunting for witches, because if you're white, then you are a witch. You. That's it.
You are a witch.
Well, unless there is actually one out in this. If you do not identify as white, if you have like a Rachel Dolezal moment and identify as black, even though you're white, then you don't have to do the training. You can opt out.
Oh, my gosh, I would be a black man in a heartbeat. I would be. I'm feeling my color, my inner color, coming onto me really strongly right now, Karlyn. I'm beginning to believe I am black. They'll let you get away with that?
Yeah, it's actually in the email that the city. Well, it's actually in the email that the city sent out to their employees that this is for all people who identify as white. So that seems like a pretty easy out to me.
Wow. Okay, so we get in. Can you take us through some of these things?
Well, I mean, so I'm going off of some of the documents that actually your previous guest got from the city, Christopher. And so some of the things that they're talking about in these trainings are things like, white people have to let go of things that might make them comfortable in the work environment, like any expectations of their emotional safety or even their physical safety. White people should not expect that their physical safety should be protected in the work environment. They also go through all of
wait.
Yep.
How is this happening from a group of people that needed a cry room in college? How is this I don't feel safe anywhere being translated into now I have a right to feel safe, but you don't? It sounds like revenge.
Well, I think that's exactly what it is. But the reality, Glenn, is this material has actually been around for a very long time. So one of the documents that the city of Seattle is using is this document that is 10 years old that talks about the attributes of a white supremacist culture in organizations. And so this training is not new. It's just had a really hefty resurgence in the past couple of months.
So what do you mean when I have to confess? Do you sit around and they go from person to person and then you have to say how you were complicit? And is there a right answer on that is acceptable to people?
Well, the only acceptable answer in any of these circumstances is to bend the knee and confess your sin of being a white supremacist. And so for other examples of things they're talking about in this training are things like, are white employees speaking up and contributing ideas in the workplace? That's a white supremacist organization. Are they, well, Glenn, let me ask you this. You have a staff, right? You have people that work for you? So do you have some sort of hierarchy, like an organizational chart?
I want to say no, but yes.
Yeah, white supremacist.
Yeah.
That is a white supremacist organization. Now, do you expect people to meet deadlines?
I want to say no, but yes. I'm such a hater.
That's white supremacy right there. And
so how does the city of Seattle get away with that when they have a hierarchy and they expect people to meet deadlines?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's like so I recently read part of the book White Fragility, and if anyone has not read that book, let me just save you the trouble. It's basically Robin DiAngelo confessing her own racism for the entire book. That's what it is. And so when you confess your racism, it absolves you from the racism. So the city of Seattle is essentially confessing that, yes, our organization is engaged in white supremacy. And through the act of that confession, they are absolved.